All right, everyone. I welcome all of you. A very good evening. Goyal with us, Prakashan, welcomes all the participants in the webinar. We are happy to introduce Goyal Brothers Prakashan as one of the leading educational publishing houses in India. For more than 6 decades, we have been engaged in the educational publishing and educational technology business. We publish all types of educational books for the K to 12 level in the different subjects for CBSE, ICSE, and different state boards of India. The company has been selling about 10 million books every year and more than 25,000 schools in India and abroad. Goyal Brothers Prakashan has been conducting seminars, workshops, and webinars for principals, teachers, students, and parents on various educational and non educational topics like changing syllabus exam pattern, career guidance, parenting, pedagogy, coding classes, usage of technology, cybersecurity, general awareness program, and many more. We have conducted many hundreds of webinars with about 1 million participants in the last 3 years. The technology arm of Goyal Brothers, Prakashan, Bright Tuty, provides online digital learning content for the K to 12 level in variety of languages for more than 20 educational boards in all of the major subjects. Today we have Ms. Mamta Thakur, ma'am, with us. She has been teaching for more than 25 years. She's the author, editor, content writer. So over to you, Mamta ma'am.
Good evening. Warm welcome to everyone, whosoever is viewing this webinar. Already my introduction is given by Ms. Vasali. I'm in this teaching journey last 25 years. Presently I am occupied with this, one of the reputed school of the South Delhi. So in this pandemic year, after the reduction of the syllabus, exam has been divided into 2 different semesters. First one is already over. Now we are approaching towards the second semester, which is about to begin. The date sheet has not yet come in the last week of April. So the webinar we are going to start on this, how this ICSE board or ISC has changed the paper pattern for this academic session. This is the Goyal Brothers publication. They also have introduced a book, separate book for semester 2, which is a very thin and handy, but lots of materials are there according to the new pattern, according to the bifurcated syllabus. It is already there. So now we are coming to start with this, the how to prepare for the subjective exam. Earlier it was only and only for the this objective basis pattern was there, multiple choice questions were there. Now we are switching over towards the subjective, little bit that the objective questions are also included in that. So in this webinar, we are going to discuss with this the reduced and bifurcated syllabus for semester 2, examination 2022, features of specimen question paper which is issued by ISC, discussion on types of questions that will be asked in semester 2 examination 2022, and most important thing is for all of us, even for the teachers also. Last 25 years I am teaching, but then also we need to prepare the student because we have the different types of the students. How to make them understand about the change in the syllabus, how to prepare for the exam, how much practice is required, and how to attempt the paper. Even we are also changing our process. We are making them understand how to proceed with that, the final preparation. Most of you, your pre-board has been started. Somewhere it is in the midway, somewhere it is going to start. So this is the right time to prepare and to attempt the questions. It's a practice. Pre-board is actually conducted by the schools for the practice. And this is the best way to excel yourself by taking care of your studies by taking care of the guidebooks. The different publishing houses are there. But what this house is providing you, this Goyal Brothers, is something different. Content-based, how many so many that practice sets are there with solved and unsolved papers are there. You can take care of this, you can have to study, you can practice with this and proceed for your examination preparation for the board exam. This is the Indian School Certificate Examination, the second semester examination which will be conducted probably, as we have not received the date sheet, in the last week as per the latest reduced and bifurcated syllabus. Semester 1 and semester 2, it is there. Then CISCE's modified assessment plan for academic year. Assessment is also there because two different terms are there. 40 plus 10, 40 for the semester 1, 10 for the project work, which has been assessed internally. Then now again we are preparing for the second semester. That is 40 marks. Again for the external will come to means just our project or your project, and accordingly they will have to mark. So this is 40 plus 10 again. Then after that, the grand total will be there of the 100 marks and the result will be produced on the basis of 100. Now, we are coming to this book which has been published by this Goyal Brothers, history question bank with model test papers. In this book, you may get about reduced and bifurcated syllabus, entire thing in detail, chapter-wise summary and important points, chapter-wise question bank, and this question bank actually having all varieties of expected questions along with the answers. This semester 2 examination, which will be actually held in the last week. Then specimen question paper, which has been issued by CISCE, that is also been given inside the book along with the answer key. The detailed description of the answer has been given. Then what the extra things we are providing you is with that the 5 model test papers, which is based on the latest specimen question paper, and which is for that the expected questions actually on the basis of the paper pattern of the last few years of the ISC, then which is then going to be conducted in the last week of April. Now we are coming to discuss with this the bifurcated syllabus, which is completely focused on the second semester. In this second semester for the history, 40 marks we are coming to discuss here. In that, 5 chapters are there. First one is about the World War II or the Second World War. Simply, inside this, you can get all the detailed description about that. What are the topics, subtopics inside that? Then the chapter 8 is decolonization in Asia and the leading country, China, in the context of China. Then chapter 9 is their Cold War, which started in 1945 to 1991, origin, course, end, and the impact of the Cold War. Protest movements, the next chapter is there. Then we have the last chapter, Middle East, Israeli-Palestine conflict. And this conflict started and the time period is 1916 to, this is the 1916 to 1993. This is what the extra thing is provided by this publishing house, Goyal Brothers, is about that the detailed description of the each and every topic. The subtopics are also explained. Every chapter you will get the summary, all the important facts. We are trying to put it as a summary of the chapter. World War II, it is about that the factors leading to the war. Then aggressive foreign policies of Germany, Italy, and Japan. These 3 countries were the leading country in the Second World War, as Axis powers. Then the next subtopic is about Anglo-French appeasement policy. Why Britain and France choose to follow this policy and how it was carried out. Everything you can get in a very detailed explanation. Inside the summary also, not a single point has been missed out. Then the third sub-important topic is that reasons for the defeat of the Axis powers. What were the reasons behind it? Although it was the leading country in the Second World War also, then also what were the reasons, the causes for the defeat of the Axis powers?
Now, subscribe to Bright Duty course at ₹1 per day only. Download Bright Duty app from Play Store and get the online courses prepared by competent and experienced teachers for different education boards of classes 6 to 10. Bright Duty courses are available for the subjects of Math, Science, Social Science, English and Hindi in English and Hindi medium. Bright Duty follows 3-step approach, that is learning, assessment and exam preparation. In learning, topic-wise video lectures with explanation of concepts and discussion of textbook examples and questions are available with the solutions. In assessment, topic-wise online MCQ test, practice assignments and chapter-wise question bank are available with the solutions. In exam preparation, previous year's question papers, sample papers and model test papers are available with the solutions. Sign up today on Bright Tuesday and avail your courses at affordable prices.
Next chapter is about the decolonization in Asia with the special reference of China. In this, we have to study about that, or we have to revise, to do the revision work. In the context of China, civil war and the establishment of the People's Republic in 1949. How it has been declared as a republic. Mao Zedong, his policy about that agrarian and the industrial policy. In this context, political and economic development of the country, and then the contribution of Mao in the development of China. Then next it is about that. This is outline of the post-war struggle between the KMT and the CCP and the victory of the Communist Party or the communists in China. So this is about the decolonization. Then next is, it is about the Cold War era, and this period is mentioned 1945 to 1991. Where is the origin of this Cold War? Then what were the cause, end of the Cold War and the impact throughout the world? What was the impact? Origins of the Cold War, end of the wartime unity. Wartime unity, this means that the USA and USSR. This is also given in a great detail, with a great detail. These were the two countries were there. Then Yalta and the Potsdam Conference, Truman Doctrine, along with the Marshall Plan, then Molotov Plan, Comecon and the Cominform. These all such things we have explained in this chapter, and these are the topics suggested by the ISC. Detailed explanation and the summary. All these the points has been included as a part of the summary inside the book. Then it comes about that how the rift widened between Soviet expansion in Eastern Europe, that is 1945 to 1948, within these 3 years, including the communist group in Czechoslovakia. Then the Cold War expansion, how it expanded. Berlin blockade, formation of NATO, division of Germany, with how the importance of this, how in the Cold War era, 1953 to 1959, within these 6 years, what the changes were experienced, how partial was it, Then we have the Warsaw Pact, crisis in East-West relations, which is in 1960 to 1962, and the detent of the 1970s. So these are the important subtopics inside this chapter. Next slide. Next, the topic is about the protest movements, civil rights movement and the feminist movement. This protest movement is basically focused on these two topics. How it has been, movement started in USA, racial discrimination was there, basically focused on that, the Africans who they were on the land of the USA. This racial problems and the civil rights in USA in the 1950s. And this is 1960s and the 1970s. These three different decades. Then it is racial discrimination. Negroes, now this word is not there in the dictionary only. Apartheid, it has not been practiced now. But how it was there practiced in USA, what changes made by the government and the government's attitude, campaign for equal rights, when these the racially discriminated people, when they have raised their voice, under the leadership of this Dr. Martin Luther King and his rule, how he has started this movement, how he has supported this movement is been with a great detail. Then it comes about that the second subtopic after this racial problems, second subtopic is about the second wave feminist movement in USA. It is mentioned with that the early 1960s to the early 1980s. This time period is mentioned over here. Reasons for its origin, why this feminist movement started. The impact of the Presidential Commission. This is about that, the Betty Friedan's book and the civil rights movement. Betty Friedan's, the book was written by the Equal Pay Act of 1963. Discrimination which was based on that, the male and the female discriminatory policy about the differences in their wages. Then role of the National Organization for Women. Now, this is a question given in the sample question paper also. And its campaign for the Equal Rights Amendment, which along with this, the abbreviative term ERA, E-R-A, that is Equal Rights Amendment, now National Organization for Women. Then we have this as the last topic for this semester 2 is the Middle East. Israel-Palestine conflict, and the very long time period is mentioned over here, 1916 to 1993. What were the changes, the nature of the conflict, the result, all such things are been explained. Post-war conflict in Palestine after the First World War. First World War 1914 to 1918, and this conflict started in 1916, in between of the First World War. So this is the post-war conflict in Palestine after the World War I, till the formation of the State of Israel, and the conflicting promises made by the British to the Arabs and the Jews. Hussein McMahon Correspondence, the CISCE Agreement, and the Balfour Declaration. This is with a detailed description is there. Then the summary also has been based on that. The important facts are written about all such important points inside the book. Second subtopic is about Arab-Israeli wars from 1948 to Camp David Accord. And the time period is mentioned 1970 9. Third subtopic is inside this is Oslo Peace Accords. And for this, the time period is mentioned, the year is mentioned like 1993. Then Intifada and the change in attitude of Israel and the PLO leading to the Oslo Peace Accords. Then assessment of the main features, why it failed to bring peace between these countries who they were in the conflict. So this is about the formation of the PLO, the Oslo Accord, Infideda, all these things, why it has been failed to bring peace has been explained in detail. Then next, we are coming to discuss with this.
Now, subscribe to Bright Duty course at ₹1 per day only. Download Bright Duty app from Play Store and get the online courses prepared by competent and experienced teachers for different education boards of classes 6 to 10. Bright Duty courses are available for the subjects of Math, Science, Social Science, English and Hindi in English and Hindi medium. Bright Duty follows 3-step approach, that is learning, assessment and exam preparation. In learning, topic-wise video lectures with explanation of concepts and discussion of textbook examples and questions are available with the solutions. In assessment, topic-wise online MCQ test, practice assignments and chapter-wise question bank are available with the solutions. In exam preparation, previous year's question papers, sample papers and model test papers are available with the solutions. Sign up today on Bright Duty and avail your courses at affordable prices.
Which is very important with this, the visit of the external examiner. Earlier once it was assessed only by the external examiner, but this time with the segregation of this, the semester 1 and semester 2. Semester 1, that part is been done by the internal examiner with the same project. The project, once it is assigned, was half, it was assessed during the semester 1 and marking has been done by the internal teachers. But the same day, when it was assessed by the teacher, it has been uploaded also. So with those 10 marks, no changes will be there. The next 10 marks, with that, the entire project work in a complete shape will be presented in front of the external examiner, but the marking will be done this time by the external examiner only on the basis of the 10. So this is the importance, 40 for the theory and 10 for the project work. This is, the candidates will be required to undertake one project, which may be any one of the following, based on the case study, a field visit, or the investigation. Can be based on that, the local history, whatever it is. Interview, oral evidence, book review, film review, posters, newspapers, advertisements, cartoons and art. So visual presentation is also can be done. But thing is that when the external examiner comes, one must have to show there the visual presentation. And for the record, they have to get the printout also to file it as a project file. Next slide, please. Some of the topics which is suggested by the board is Martin Luther King, very important role played during the racial discrimination in USA. West Asian radical organizations, that is ideologies, methodologies, acts and impact. If suppose that any of the child or student is selecting the second topic, then they have to focus on all these, the 4 subtopics or the subheadings about that. What were the ideologies of the radical organization in Asia? What methodology they have adopted? Acts as well as the impact of this organization. Her topic is suggested is about the protest movements. A detailed study on any one political ideologies about civil rights, women, workers, caste, environment. Any one topic can be selected and can be work on that with the detailed description. Next is Karl Marx, theory of the socialism, socialist theory, wealth of nations, philosophy and ideology of the socialism, its influence on the Russian Revolution, Mao Zedong and the Chinese Communist Revolution. Next is about that the strengths in the late 20th century military and economic organizations. Most importantly, the many that we have available on the net, the detailed description about that peacekeeping actions of the United Nations and its weaknesses. Topic number 8 is about that the cultural movement, 1968. And the last topic is theaters of World War II, changes in warfare. So these all are the topics suggested for the project. Anyone can be selected and worked on that. Now coming to discuss with the assessment of project work, how it will be done. Internal evaluation by teacher, 10 marks. And the evaluation by visiting examiner, 10 marks. And the total it is 20. 10 is already over. The next 10 is we are waiting for the dates and the announcement by the board, so we can proceed with the external evaluation. Internal evaluation by teacher, which has already been done, assessment, the objective, then criteria and the marks. Marks bifurcation is there already at the end. The last phase of the project work, it has been mentioned over there, teacher's remarks. In that, the different columns have been prepared. The first of all, the process. The candidate should be able to identify the topic, then plan and detail a research project. First of all, when we are getting the topic or topic is assigned by the teacher or selecting a topic by a student, they have to prepare a synopsis. So how they have to start and proceed with their work. So the child must have to use that appropriate research method. How and from where to collect the material. Second is that how the assessment will be done. This is of the 4 marks. Understanding application of knowledge and analysis. Candidates should be able to explain issues and themes clearly and in context. Whatever the topic has been selected, the clarity should be there. And in what context, the topic, what is been selected by the student, they must have to clarify in what context they have prepared the project. Interpret, analyze, and evaluate critically a range of evidence which has been presented. The reasoning should be there. Why the presentation is based on that. Then substantiated arguments and the statements. All such things is very important. The clarity should be there, interpretation should be there. Then why did you select this topic? You must have to correlate with the facts, and this part is having the 4 marks weightage. Presentation, overall format, then referencing, Every page, you must have to write down the footnote. In the reference books, you must have been seen about that. From where the context has been taken, the reference has been taken, that is very required. Or if suppose that, forget to write down the footnote, but those things to be included in the bibliography. That is very important. Within the word limit of 2000 words, title page, header, footer, etc. And this carries 3 marks. So this is all about the description of the 10 marks internal assessment.
Now, subscribe to Bright Duty course at ₹1 per day only. Download Bright Duty app from Play Store and get the online courses prepared by competent and experienced teachers for different education boards of classes 6 to 10. Bright Duty courses are available for the subjects of Math, Science, Social Science, English and Hindi in English and Hindi medium. Bright Duty follows 3-step approach, that is learning, assessment and exam preparation. In learning, topic-wise video lectures with explanation of concepts and discussion of textbook examples and questions are available with the solutions. In assessment, topic-wise online MCQ test, practice assignments and chapter-wise question bank are available with the solutions. In exam preparation, previous year's question papers, sample papers and model test papers are available with the solutions. Sign up today on Bright Tutor and avail your courses at affordable prices.
Evaluation by the visiting examiner. This part is for the second semester. Most probably, in the month of March, external evaluator will come or visit the school to judge, to check the project, to conduct the viva and to award the marks. Choice of technique, detailed procedure and presentation. This is very important and it carries 4 marks. Overall format. Then footnotes, bibliography, title page, header, footer. These are very important. Overall presentation carries 4 marks. Then analysis and evaluation. How the external will evaluate, analyze. Candidates should be able to interpret, analyze and evaluate critically a range of evidence to present whatever the matter has been written inside the project work should be explained. Whatever it is there, in a form of a question, one must have to explain about that with the evidences, with the reasoning, proper reasoning. And they must have to substantiate their arguments and the statements. Then the third is very important, a range of questions based on the project only. Whatever the question is there, it should be based on that, the project work. The detailed description, whatever it is given or presented by a student, external asks the questions and their part carries 3 marks. So overall, this 10 mark is there, which most probably will take place in the month of March and in the beginning of April. Now, the most important thing, semester 2, 40 marks question, which we are now coming to discuss with that, the specimen question paper, along with the solution, it is been published in the history book of Goyal brothers for semester 2. So whatever the description it is given for semester 2 examination, which is issued by CISCE, maximum marks is the 40 and time allotted is 1.5 hours. Means 90 minutes we have the time to complete our work or the written part. Additional 10 minutes is also given as a reading time. At this reading time, one can only read. Even you are not allowed to open your answer sheets. So only reading of the paper is been there. Not to start writing during this time, 10 minutes. Number of questions are there. All the questions, answer all the questions. This is the instruction in the specimen question paper. Section A, Section B and Section C. Question paper is divided into 3 sections. And the intended marks for questions or the parts of the questions are given in brackets. Every question in front of the every question, the bracket has been there and in that marks has been allotted. How much marks carry that particular question is written in front of the questions. First section carries 8 marks. Section A is of 8 marks. In that, what was the objective of Hitler's policy of Lebensraum of 1 mark? One must have to explain according to their choice, as well as the time limit and the word limit is also there. Then second is about that, what was the long march in China in October 1934? This is also of 1 marker only. What was the Soviet response to the Marshall Plan? This question also carries only 1 mark. And explain the term detain. This is also of 1 mark. Then question number 6. Very interesting story. Which incident in the USA made Rosa Parks famous? So interesting story, but we must have to take care about while writing the answer about that. Simple way. Just now, with the explanation of the syllabus only told you, in this specimen question paper also it is given now, the full form of now. Then one is the multiple choice is also given. Question number 7. Identify the correct option with regard to the Balfour Declaration. It is already highlighted with this. This is the correct answer. A option is the correct one. It implied British support for Jewish national homeland. And this is the last question of section A. This is Intifada refers to option D is the correct answer, which is highlighted. So this way the section A is over. Now coming to section B. Section B, the question number 2. Section A was having question number 1 with the sub questions till 8. Now the question number 2 is also having 2 parts. Internal choices being given. Internal choice is there. Explain why Britain followed a policy of appeasement. This question is of 3 marks. Then the second is, or it is given, explain the aims of Hitler's foreign policy. These are the optional questions. Internal choices there. In front of that, marks is already mentioned. Question number 3. State any 3 causes of the communist victory in the civil war in China in the year 1949. So we must have to take care about that. The 3 causes means that at least the 3 points to be explained. Question number 4. Again in the section B only. Section B carries 12 marks. So give 3 examples to show how the thaw in the Cold War was partial. Question number 5, there is no internal choice, only straight question is there. Question number 5 is also without any that the internal choice. Why was there a change in the attitude of the American government towards racial discrimination after the Second World War? This is also about the racial discrimination in USA. Section C carries 20 marks. So this way we have, with that the 20 is over. Section A 8 marks, section B 12, 12 plus 8 20 is over. Now with the section C, which is very important about that, this section carries 20 marks. Question number 6, discuss any 4 significant changes in the Mussolini's foreign policy after 1935 till the outbreak of World War II. Number 7, without any internal choice, the direct question is there. Then, why did Mao Zedong launch and then called off the 100 Flowers campaign in 1957?
Now, subscribe to Bright Duty course at ₹1 per day only. Download Bright Duty app from Play Store and get the online courses prepared by competent and experienced teachers for different education boards of classes 6 to 10. Bright Duty courses are available for the subjects of Math, Science, Social Science, English and Hindi in English and Hindi medium. Bright Duty follows 3-step approach, that is learning, assessment and exam preparation. In learning, topic-wise video lectures with explanation of concepts and discussion of textbook examples and questions are available with the solutions. In assessment, topic-wise online MCQ test, practice assignments and chapter-wise question bank are available with the solutions. In exam preparation, previous year's question papers, sample papers and model test papers are available with the solutions. Sign up today on Bright Duty and avail your courses at affordable prices.
It's a very interesting question from that. Then question number 8 is, trace the course of events leading to the communist takeover of Czechoslovakia in 1948. Question number 9 also, a direct question is there without any option of 4 marks. How did the second wave feminist movement originate in the USA in the 1960s? Direct question is there from the feminist movement or the protest movements. Now coming to question number 10. Here it is of the subparts and the part is also there. Nazi persecution. Bhavna, I'll get back to you after the explanation of this question. Section C. Nazi persecution of Jews in Germany after. This is about the 1933 and the half of the population of the Palestine was Jewish. In this context, answer the following. What was the offer made by the British through the Hussein-McMahon correspondence? Then how did the Second World War make the situation in Palestine worse? So the breakup is given, 4-mark question is there, but the breakup is given. But this question is having the option also. This question is having, so there is the 4-mark question. We have the option with the or. When Colonel Nasser came to power in June 1956, he was aggressively in favor of Arab unity and independence, including liberation of Palestine from Jews. And this is the statement. With the reference of this statement, answer the following. Which 2 steps taken by Nasser outraged the Americans and give any 2 consequences of the Suez War of 1956? So this way, 2 questions, they have the internal choice, can be answered from there. This is a link provided for the e-book. Easily accessible, very detailed explanation is there in the book and very helpful book for the preparation for the revision. Now coming to discuss with this, which is very important about this, the preparation. It's a very stressful time for the children in this pandemic. The classes were online, but the exams are offline. But then also how to prepare, how to make ourselves from this history, we have to go over the tips. So what it is written about that, we have this study small portion at one time. To retain the detail, we must have to study the small time. Small portion we have to study at one time. Then we have this, do not study more than 2 hours at a stretch. This is actually what we are telling to the children. This is the common tips Being a teacher, we are just suggesting rest. Yes, child, your question is coming about that, why the external will come to assess the project work. Can we access the complete ebook, just a part of it dealing with the second war? Exactly, actually, partially it is not been prepared. To cover the whole syllabus, it has been prepared. So it is like that. You can get the summary, the important points inside the book, but with the whole syllabus. So study small portion. This is my suggestion and advice to you people. Study small portion at a time. Don't study more than 2 hours at a stretch. Then keep your mind stress-free and give it regular breaks. While you are studying, go with the regular breaks and all. Focus on core material. Core material means whatever that the facts are there inside this along with the syllabus. To go with that, the more detailed explanation is not required. So it has been suggested that don't spend more time on topics that are unlikely to be asked in exam. So be focus on that, the topic or the subtopics, whatever it is mentioned in the syllabus. You should write the study topic in your own language and make notes. Means that whatever the suggestions are there, means that in a summary, means the points to be written. While you are learning the answers, note down the points. So it can be easily explained in the examination. And retaining is also very easy. So practice ISC previous year papers. Previous year's paper, it is there. Just keep practicing till you are achieving 100% every time in every test. So you are able to answer all the questions. Then it is there how to attempt the paper. Read the question paper carefully. The entire instructions. The general instruction is there. Do not avoid it. 10-minute reading time is given extra. Read the paper carefully. Follow the instruction and try to attempt the question section wise, because every section they have that different marking pattern. 1 mark, 3 mark and 4 mark questions are there. So wherever you are writing starting the writing the answers, you can start with the section C, can start with the section B. It's up to you, but be very confident and careful about that while attempting the answer. One section to be done together at one place. Then in certain questions will be provided with the multiple choice. Read those questions carefully. In this sample question paper, specimen question paper also, 2 questions are there with the multiple choice. So be very careful about that while you are selecting the correct option. Writing your answers, make sure that you are used easy to understand language. Means that the language to be understood by the examiner in one go. And it's easy for you also to attempt the answers easily. After that, keep the 5 minutes in your hand or 10 minutes. If it is possible, 10 minutes. If not, then at least 5 minutes to revise the paper, whether you have missed out any answer or not, or whatever the necessary things you are missing it out, so can be completed. So this is the answers in a clean and visible handwriting. You're writing in 90 minutes and the examiner gets only 10-15 minutes for paper. Check your answer sheet. So be very careful while you are writing. It should be legible, so can be easily read by the examiner. These are my suggestions to you. This is for any query. You must have to go with Bright Tuty digital learning app by Goyal Brothers Prakashan. Any query, any suggestions, please write to us and we are here to solve your problems. Okay, now time is not been fixed because the external examiner will visit to assess the project. 10 marks external examiner will be there. This is the semester wise division has been done by the board, and according to the board instruction, board will send the examiner. Earlier also it was done, but earlier together of the 20 marks, now 10 marks for the internal, 10 marks for the external. So for the assessment of project work, external will visit the school, whosoever is assigned to the different schools, they will come, they will assess the project, they will conduct the viva, and then the marks will be awarded. Might be in the month of March, and actually now we are in the mid of the February, still we are not getting any of that, the instruction from the board when these external examiners, they are coming to conduct the viva. Very soon, entire thing will be very, very clear.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Is the history book by Goyal Brothers available? Jia, ma'am, we will be providing you the PDF today. And the books we'll make sure that the books are available. Do we do Cuban Missile Crisis and Vietnam War in detail, ma'am?
This particular question is, I cannot say that you can avoid this, because last year papers trend. We must have to, I have suggested the suggestions also given you, practice the last year board question papers. See the frequency, how many times it has been asked. Cuban Missile Crisis and this Vietnam War, we cannot avoid totally. So at least while doing the revision work, we must have to go once. So in a form of a story, if it is written, we can answer the question.
Any other doubts do we have?
We cannot, some of them, they have the queries about that particular topics, about the project work. We cannot avoid any of the topic. At least being a part of the syllabus, go through that, all those topics, Vietnam War and the Cuban Missile Crisis. Last means very frequently the question is not been asked.
Okay.
Is it?
Thank you, ma'am. How do we get material suitable for feminist movement as it is there in ISC?
Yes, it is there. You can already, this Goyal Brothers, this book, history book, ISC, this summary form, it is already been given over there. Then maximum the questions, how much it can be taken out from there, it has been suggested over there. The subject, according to the syllabus, it is already mentioned in the book. I think so it is more than sufficient for that. One, if you are having this, go through this book. I'm just telling you, children, go through this book. You can score very good marks in the examination. That assurance I can give you. About the
Bhavna, ma'am, we will be sharing the PDF on your email IDs today itself. Okay, thank you everyone for participating in this webinar. We hope you would have enjoyed the webinar with some useful takeaways. We would like you to hear back from you, and you can share your feedback and suggestions via our email ID, that is marketing@goyal-books.com.
Now, subscribe to Bright Duty course at ₹1 per day only. Download Bright Duty app from Play Store and get the online courses prepared by competent and experienced teachers for different education boards of classes 6 to 10. Bright Duty courses are available for the subjects of Math, Science, Social Science, English and Hindi in English and Hindi medium. Bright Duty follows 3-step approach, that is learning, assessment and exam preparation. In learning, topic-wise video lectures with explanation of concepts and discussion of textbook examples and questions are available with the solutions. In assessment, topic-wise online MCQ test, practice assignments and chapter-wise question bank are available with the solutions. In exam preparation, previous year's question papers, sample papers and model test papers are available with the solutions. Sign up today on Bright Tutor and avail your courses at affordable prices.